Thank you, sir. Look, it's no surprise that the Green Party are actually, well, they're not actually voting against this legislation, are they? They're abstaining. And I actually think that the New Zealand public deserve better than that. They're either for it or they're against it. To sort of sit somewhere in the middle on an issue that has concerned and affected so many people in this country, I don't. Well, okay, let me pick that up, Mr Mallard, because actually I think the starting point for this legislation is that actually no drug use is the safest drug use. All right? No one forces people out there to actually have to take mind-altering substances of any sort. All right? And people should all know, and should all be grown up enough to know, that when we take a mind-altering substance, surprise, surprise, it will alter our mind. And for some people, that will be substantial, and for some people, that will lead to addiction. And the legality of a substance will never alter the chemical nature of a substance. So I think the starting point is that not only in this House should we acknowledge and accept the issues around drugs, but also the populace of New Zealand. And those who choose to ingest those drugs should also do that. One could argue that once people are addicted, then possibly there's an excuse because they take because they can't not take. But the reality is they made a conscious choice to take them in the first place. So there is responsibility that should be shared actually from all of us in this, not just parliamentarians. But the second point I would say is that because of the drug manufacturers, or what I like to think is drug peddlers actually, their ability to actually beat the legislation through altering chemical compounds, is the starting point of this new approach to it is actually to put the onus onto those people who are manufacturing them to show they are low risk. And what does low risk actually mean? Well, actually, low risk will mean that it's not something capable of causing addiction, because we know addiction is harmful. Therefore, it must be something that's not capable of stimulating sufficient dopamine or neurotransmitters of that nature that one would get withdrawal when they stop using them. So therefore, by definition, it should be something that's not capable of giving a high, therefore not creating addiction. So therefore, what we should end up here with, sir, is drug peddlers that spend countless millions of dollars, a long period of time, to end up with a product that will not make people high, therefore be low risk. And so I actually think this legislation has merit. It's a legitimate track to take, sir. And I just want to remind all of us that the difficulties that this legislation and that New Zealand has been traversing is pioneering sort of stuff. And there is no one way to reach the promised land, I guess, of eliminating the harm that drugs cause. Sir, but we all have a responsibility in this, and this government's taking its responsibility seriously and doing something about it.
Barbara Stewart.
I rise again on behalf of New Zealand First to